Okay, let's get back over to Mark. He's got more on the eruption.
So this is my cue to pull out the graphic I used like 6 years ago.
Okay.
To just give you a scale, because right away people say, oh my gosh, should I cancel my Hawaiian vacation, right?
Yeah.
That's fair. So here's the big island of Hawaii. Kilauea is kind of on the eastern side here. At that point, 2018, remember hundreds or was it thousands of homes were buried by lava. This is in a little different area, but where the big volcano looking thing is, it's a big island, 70 miles wide, 80 miles long. So if you're headed out to the west side of the island or Hilo or even north of that volcano, all the action happens down in here, which is a pretty quiet area. And the smoke, the ash, also called VOG, most of it blows out that direction. So the point is, you like that, the big green safe? If you're headed anywhere else, which is pretty much anywhere in Hawaii, you should be just fine. That volcano's in a very specific spot. Okay, so rain intensity index here in the Pacific Northwest coming up for tomorrow. Green, no umbrella, a shower or two. There's not going to be that many showers. So today you probably noticed it felt a little warmer with the sun breaks. At least we were in the mid-60s instead of sitting around the upper 50s all night. Here's what's ahead though. Tomorrow, lots of clouds, but not much rain. Very gray day. Just a few light showers. Now Wednesday looks really nice, sunny and warmer into the 70s. Going to feel more like summer's on the way. And then it will feel like summer the rest of the week and the weekend. Now we're thinking, just think like July weather from Thursday onward through the weekend. Varying amounts of maybe some morning clouds over the weekend. Temperatures each afternoon between 80 and 90. The good news is I don't see us getting way up into the 90s. We might touch 90, and I think that's about it. The hotter models have backed off a little bit. Now we're getting a second surge of this subtropical moisture coming at us from the west and southwest here. It's still that a bit of an atmospheric river, but most of it is aimed to our north tonight and tomorrow. So here's a cloud rain forecast. We go into tomorrow 8 a.m. Yeah, there's some showers around. Most of the rain is up in western Washington and BC. In the afternoon, still totally gray from the Cascade Crest westward. If you need sunshine, you're like, I got to get vitamin D tomorrow. You want to go to the east end of the gorge or over Highway 26. Once you get to the Warren Springs Reservation, you're down into the sunshine. Same thing east of Santiam Pass. Now, Wednesday, the clouds are dissipating. Looks beautiful, all sunny. And Thursday is totally sunny as well. It's going to feel like summer on Thursday. And the rain we expect, yeah, not much. Like I said, most of it is up here in western Washington and most of our viewing area, or most of the metro area, just a trace to maybe a quarter inch at most these next 24 hours. So very gray tomorrow. In fact, I wouldn't put any sun breaks on here for tomorrow. Just could be a shower here or there. High temperature still maybe a little warmer. The atmosphere warms a bit. Wednesday is nice, 78. We've got the Junior Parade, looks fantastic. Not hot, not chilly, not wet, perfect. And then Thursday, mid-80s. Now Friday, we may still touch 90. We had that up like 92 at one point. We're going to call it maybe 90, so just briefly hot in the afternoon. And then I think we back it off. We get onshore flow, cooling ocean air Saturday, so maybe only mid-80s, possibly only around 80 Sunday and Monday. Maybe we have an upper 70s in here. We will see. But the point is, this looks really pleasant starting Wednesday, more like what we would see in late June or early July. So that means the Grand Floral Parade, I do not expect hot weather. It will be warm, but I don't expect hot weather for the Grand Floral Parade or the Thorns game, both of those coming up very busy in the middle of Portland on Saturday. Pete and Riel.